Good morning, guys. Welcome to Vlogmas day 15. Hey guys, so I am back at my friend's house. I didn't get time to take a nap, but I did run a couple of errands that needed to be run, finally. And while I was eating dinner, I finished Star Wars Catalyst, which is like a prequel to Rogue One. And so I am sort of presuming that like Rogue One is going to pick up where this book had left off in some places. Like if you've seen the trailers, you know, like when Jin's a little kid and stuff like that, like that's where the book leaves off. So I don't think I'm going to go in and be surprised by the story necessarily, but I'm looking forward to being surprised at the cinematics of it and the way that the story is told. Book spoilers, I'm sure this will probably get explained in the movie, but Jin, the main character, played by Felicity Jones, isn't even born when this book first starts. So Jin's parents are Galen and Lyra Urso. But yeah, it's interesting. So like as Jin is growing up, she's, you know, surrounded by her father's research and also like her mother's, her mom, Lyra, goes on expeditions. She does surveying, and so that's how she had met Galen originally, was she was surveying something and that had to deal with kyber crystals, and then that's how they met. Galen is a crystallographer who studies kyber crystals and sort of the energy output that he can manufacture from them. And so the idea is that he has this friend that he went to school with, Orson Krennic, who is the guy that you see in the trailer in the white cloak, presumably. And Krennic is working for the Empire. I mean, before it's the Empire, but like when it turns to the Empire, he starts making his way up the ranks. So Orson is like, hey, Galen, I know you're a pacifist and everything, but you should totally come and like do research for the Empire, and we're totally not going to use your research on kyber crystals as a weapon. We're totally going to use it as a way to shield planets and stuff. And then after like 4 years of convincing him, Galen is like, yeah, that sounds actually really cool. You guys built me this really dope ass facility where, you know, like my wife and child can like hang around, because Jin is like a toddler at this point. Eventually, Galen and Lyra figure out that they are being, not, like Orson isn't being honest with them, and they get into a place where there's danger, and so they have to leave Coruscant. So there are a couple of people that I'm expecting to see in the movie, obviously, because they've been in the trailers or whatever, and also because of spoilers that I've read. But I'm curious to see who else in this particular book is going to make the movie cut. Anyway, so enough spoilers for me for now. I am gonna get ready to go sit in line for 3 hours before my movie starts. Yay! You guys should like jump up in there. And
Keep that running joke going.
You should go.
Oh, that's a good point.
Do you want to?
It's my TIE Fighter noise.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, so it is like 10 to 2 in the morning. We had an 11 o'clock showing for Rogue One. I'm gonna say, if you haven't already, maybe don't read Catalyst before watching Rogue One. I think Catalyst kind of spoiled it for me. And not like in the spoilery sense, like, oh, you ruined what's gonna happen in the book. I mean, like, the book was pretty good, and so, like, I came to expect that from the movie as well, but they were two totally, like, different genres. So, like, Rogue One is very much a war movie. There's dogfighting, there is deception, there is misdirection, there is planning and strategy and everything like that. And the book Catalyst, like, there was a lot of planning, but it wasn't, like, the fighting wasn't at the forefront. It was character development. It was the story of Jyn's parents, Galen and Lyra. And so, like, the tone was just different, and I think it threw me off. And don't get me wrong, Rogue One is a really, really good movie. And people are saying that they like it better than, like, The Force Awakens, and I don't think that's the case for me. I think TFA is still going to be my favorite. Cinematically and story-wise, it was completely solid, and I get why so many people love it. It just wasn't my Star Wars movie, I guess. So, like, I've never been super big into war movies to begin with, and I figured that if they had rebranded a war movie as Star Wars, which is one of the fandoms that I subscribe to, that I would enjoy it more. And I mean, like, I enjoyed this more than, like, Saving Private Ryan, but that was only because of the tie-ins to the other stories in the universe. So yeah, I don't know if I would see it again. I would say I would still encourage all of you guys to go see it if you're watching this, but it didn't quite do it for me. And that bums me out. And I feel kind of like, I almost feel guilty saying that I didn't like Rogue One, because it was this really diverse cast and there was a female lead, and it's unlike other Star Wars stories that have been told before. And, like, it just, something doesn't quite set right with me, and I can't quite put my finger on it yet. Anyway, so calling it here. Good night. I will see you tomorrow.